The Indian cricket team will be facing off against the New Zealand side. This will be in picturesque Dharamsala. I'll be of course rushing to reach there and get you all the sights and sounds of that beautiful cricket venue. But let's set this clash up for you when it comes especially to World Cups. New Zealand has the advantage over India. In the 9 matches that the two teams have played in ODI World Cups, New Zealand has won on 5 occasions. India on 3, and of course 1 was no result. So this is a key matchup for the two sides. Both the teams are looking solid heading into this encounter. A few minor concerns regarding a few injuries or a few areas that are lacking for both the sides, but they will look to iron those out as the tournament nears halfway stage. Now, I spoke to former India cricketer and someone who's been a part of the BCCI's IPL Governing Council, Pragyan Ojha, to preview this mega clash for us. Pragyan Ojha, thank you so much for speaking to us here. It's a pleasure that you're joining us here on Firstpost.
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you for having me. And first of all, before we start, I'd like to congratulate each and every cricketer and all the boards because of the recent development. Cricket is going to be part of the LA 28 Olympics after almost 128 years. I think it's a great thing. Saying that, I think we're also in between the great World Cup, and I think everybody's looking forward to it.
We've got to speak about a team like New Zealand, who didn't really came into this tournament with a few niggles, concerns, a little jaded, a series loss, but somehow they've sort of turned things around. What do you think has impressed you most about the New Zealand outfit?
I think their mindset, their clarity. These are the two things which really helps you in important tournaments. If you see consistently New Zealand in ICC tournaments, they've done really well because it's like you can always say that it's kind of helping them, but at the same time, any team would like their supporters to come and support them. In New Zealand, cricket has not been the number one game. Rugby is the number one game. So I think the expectation also is little less. Maybe that pressure of expectation and there are a lot of things that add up to. So I think they play little with less fear of losing. If you compare with teams like Sri Lanka, India, or Pakistan, the expectation that plays a big role whenever you're entering these kind of tournaments. If you see every day someone is writing about your team, someone is discussing about your strengths and weaknesses on social media or on visual or on print media, that really puts a lot of pressure. I think that is something which has been an added advantage for New Zealand. But saying that, their thought process, their clarity of the situation has been brilliant. If you see, unfortunately, I think Kane Williamson has fractured his finger. He may not be available. I think they have also got a replacement. I think he's one of the most important player for New Zealand. But saying that they have not missed him, so that shows that they really understand things. They take sport the way it should be taken. Saying that every team has their own way of thinking about the game. Every team has their own understanding. So I think to their capability, they have done things according to it. So they have succeeded so far.
Yes, well put there again, but you covered the point about the captain as well. Have to ask you about their bowling unit. That has been, again, one of those key components. First, let's speak about their pace unit. In the absence of a Tim Southee, even Lockie missing a game or two, Matt Henry has stepped up alongside Trent Bolt. How crucial will that pace unit be when it comes up against the Indian batting lineup?
I think it will be very crucial. If you see Matt and if you see someone like Trent Bolt, they're very different bowlers. So far, I've seen Matt just trying to bowl those test match length, trying to hit those fourth or fifth stump where the batsman doesn't like initially when they come in. But someone like Trent Bolt, he tries to swing the ball, and his strength is we have seen. All this IPL we have been discussing. Every time Tim, sorry, not Tim, it is Trent Bolt.
Yes.
Every time Trent Bolt comes in, he looks to pick those wickets. He bowls those deliveries that pitches right up, and he tries to swing the ball. So I think they understand their strength. But I'm telling you, Mitchell Santner is someone I'm really looking forward to. He's a very smart cricketer. I've seen him bowl. If you remember, first game that they played against England in Narendra Modi Stadium, the wicket was very good, but the way he bowled, the pace that he was bowling at, and the variation that he was doing, he was outstanding. A bowler from New Zealand coming and getting used to the conditions here, because it's, if you talk about the weather, it's totally different. So, getting used to that and trying to do things according to the team's demand is something that shows that he's a very, very smart and thinking cricketer. So I think he will be very crucial. I know faster bowlers, they are good, but this guy will be very crucial, especially when you talk about Indian batters, because against left-hand spin, our batters have found it a
Yeah.
little difficult.
Yes, and Mitchell Santner, this is pretty much his second home. He's played almost at all venues here with his IPL stint. A contest like Virat Kohli versus Mitchell Santner, how exciting is that going to be, Pragyan?
Absolutely, it'll be fun. But to reach Virat Kohli, he has to go through Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill. So I think these three guys have to play really well against Mitchell. But saying that, it'll be a good contest because when you talk about these players, they are, they've done really well over the years, but they are very good thinkers of the game.
Yeah.
So I think I'm looking forward to the contest because both the team are in a good flow. And when you talk about momentum, none of the top teams, they would like to lose it, especially in a long tournament.
True. Yes, and we will of course come to the Indian bowlers and the New Zealand batters, but you did mention Rohit. Have to speak about the kind of form that he's in. There's something about World Cups and Rohit Sharma, Pragyan.
I think he's Rohit and Virat both have been there for so many years. They understand things. As I said, when you have played so much cricket, when you have done so much contribution to Indian side, when you play these kind of tournament, it is all about mentally how well you're placed. I think that what gives you those consistency. And if you see Rohit, he's been enjoying his time on the field and off the field. I think his family has been a great
Yeah.
support. Same way, if you see Virat also is in doing the similar ways. All these great players, if you see on the field, if you look at their body language, you can understand if they're in the right space or not.
Right.
And then off the field, if you see, because we have access to social media, you can understand that what space they are in. So that is what I try and understand, because all these players, they have played so long,
Yeah.
they must be good at their job, what they do. Only thing which can create a difference is how well they are mentally, especially on that particular day. If you see that Rohit has been absolutely brilliant. We saw a different Rohit in T20 World Cup, and
Yes.
now in this 50-over format, is totally different.
Right. And if you speak about the Indian bowlers, then how impressive has someone like Jasprit Bumrah been? Even despite, encountering the flattest of tracks, he's really come up and sort of led the attack from a comeback.
I think this is one of the best bowling attack, I would say, if you talk about in the recent times. Bumrah is there, Siraj is there. If and then to sum it up, I would say someone like Mohammad Shami is sitting out and is not getting a place to play.
Yeah.
That shows that this team is really, really loaded with some quality bowlers. And I would also like to add, at some point, I would like to see someone like Mohammad Shami come into the mix, because he's one of the best bowlers. The way he bowls with those new balls, and especially in the death also, I feel he will find his place. But it all depends on what the team wants to do with the combination, because they're looking for a lower order batsman in Shardul Thakur, or if
Right.
the wicket is little slow, they would like to have someone like Ashwin. So I think because of the combination is not getting his place, that says a volume about what this team is capable of.
The next question, obviously, is about the New Zealand batting side. We saw how Devon Conway has sort of stepped up and delivered at the top. What do you talk about taking charge there? Because we are missing someone like a Kane Williamson there.
Yeah, I think I rightly put. I think Conway is very, very important wicket. Other than when you talk about Rachin has played brilliantly. Especially when you talk about the first game, but it was only because Conway gave him that confidence. So I feel Indian team should look to get someone like Conway at the earliest. After that, things may change because the middle order, as he's rightly said, the New Zealand side totally depends on Kane Williamson. Then the dynamics change
Right.
because every team comes with a plan, and once you crack that plan as an opponent, then when they go to their plan B and plan C, that's when teams at times make some kind of mistake, and then the opponent capitalizes. But if you don't let the team, move away from their A game,
Yeah.
they will always win. So the most important thing is, as a opponent, you would look to beat their A game so that they change their plan.
A word on Rachin Ravindra. How impressed have you been by that lad? Just came first match in a World Cup scenario and the way he's played and carried the team forward.
No, I think Rachin has been brilliant. As I said, it's not easy. Whatever may be the situation, how good may be the wicket, or you can have the best of the batsmen as your partner, but that temperament shows that he's made for this level, and I would say that it's just the beginning for him. If he really works on his bowling, he can be one of the best all-rounders, because I've seen he's got that little bit of left-arm spin in
Yes.
him, but he needs to bowl more. That will help him improve, because he's reached the highest stage here playing for his country. From here, I wouldn't say that he needs to change so many things, but if he consistently bowls a lot, so he will get the understanding. Because when you talk about game sense, he's got that. Without having a game sense, you cannot play Test cricket, you cannot play international cricket. So he's got that. Only thing that I would like to see as a fellow spinner, that he bowls more. Only that will help him get that consistency, get that idea of understanding the opponent.
Right. I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you're looking at an India-New Zealand clash, which way would you see this match going, and what would be the one key differentiator for you?
I think for me it will be India. Only no, it's not. You can anybody can say that I'm being emotional,
No.
but if you look at the momentum that Indian team is carrying, it's been brilliant. The statements that they have been making, they're finishing games. Last two games they have finished in 30, under 30, 35 overs. That is a big statement. And if you see, as a home team, if you have to tick boxes, you see your faster bowlers have done their job. If you see the spinners have done their job, if you see middle order is ready, Shreyash Iyer has delivered. Then if you talk about the openers, yes, unfortunately Shubman was down with health issues,
Yeah.
but he's back, and he should be ready to go. Rohit is doing really well, back to back big runs, and Virat, obviously, bigger the stage, better the performance he delivers. So I think that way, if you see all the boxes are ticked, it is all about being that little bit smarter than the opponent. And I personally feel, yes, when you talk about the record against New Zealand, we have not been great in ICC events,
Yes.
but it's just one day and things change. So I think with the momentum going, I'm very sure that India will try to dominate New Zealand.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth regarding the head-to-head, but great, we won't get into that. Just one final question before we wrap up. A World Cup, we always talk about pacing yourself well in such a long tournament, and it's about doing well in the business end. Is that something that is going to be on the minds of all the teams that are really having hit the ground running without a loss?
I think the tricky part about long tournaments when you're playing 5, 6 games is not thinking about what is going to happen in the semifinals. It is about the present momentum, and how well your team is balanced. These are the things which are very important. If you think a little bit ahead of the what you need to think, then I think you're putting little more pressure on yourself. So you take the day as it is. and plan for the next game. Once you do that consistently, the result will take care of itself. Especially, when you talk about the longer tournaments, that's what I've seen great teams do in IPL and in World Cup. If you see, there is a pattern there. They don't think too much ahead. They think about the next game or maybe the game after the next.
Right, but thank you so much, Pragyan, for taking time out here and speaking to us. As always, a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's the dream of every cricketer, the ultimate glory. Few manage to keep their date with destiny. But for many, it's been heartbreaks and a cross to bear. The Holy Grail is here in India. I'm Rupha Ramani, and Firstpost brings you the ringside view. We bring you the Cup of Dreams. Cricket World Cup coverage like never before.